Okay, here we are. We're at the Loeb Trail. We're starting on the side with the Camp Daniel Boone entrance, and I've been driving around this Boy Scout camp for like the last 20 minutes just trying to figure out where hikers are supposed to park. So I'll show you where I'm at. Here, I'm kind of behind a car. So if you enter into Camp Daniel Boone, there's a sign on the tree that says Camp Daniel Boone, not allowed to park here, Forest Service hiker use only. And then the trailhead is before you get to the parking area, like, I don't know, 50 yards. So I have Hershey with me. I don't really know. She's supposed to be in the Boy Scout camp, but she is allowed on the trail. So I'm just gonna kind of walk her over to the trail, probably put her leash on. But yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a 5-day, 4-night trip. It's just me and Hershey this time. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Alright, so here's the sign. The road is down there. There's the Boy Scout camp. And tonight, it's about 4:30. We are going to summit Cold Mountain, then come back down and camp near the base of Cold Mountain at Deep Gap. There should be some flat places appropriate for camping there. So we'll be in the Shining Rock Wilderness tonight. Alrighty, we're gonna get going. I'll explain a little bit more about the trip in a little bit, but I want to make sure and get these miles in tonight. Okay, so it's 6:45 now. So we've been hiking for 2 hours and 15 minutes, and that's a lot longer than we should have been hiking to get to Cold Mountain. So I just double checked the map, and on the map it looks like almost exactly 2 miles to the spur for Cold Mountain, and we've gone at least 4.5 miles. I mean, at least 4, because we've been going at a pretty good pace here. The trail, it's not been super strenuous. I would call it moderate. There were 2 or 3 pretty good water sources along the way, but I don't see how we could have missed the spur to Cold Mountain. It's pretty well marked. When we were leaving the car down in the parking lot where we had just gotten on the trail, some people were coming down and they seemed really shocked that I was going to Cold Mountain tonight. So maybe it is farther than it looks like on the map. I don't know, but at this point I'm not going to summit Cold Mountain because it's going to be dark. So right now we're just trying to get to the spur for Cold Mountain, which is at Deep Gap, which is where there's camping. So I'm just going to set up camp when we get there. But hopefully it's soon. I mean, I've seen nothing that is remotely campable after like the first mile. I mean, there was 1 or 2 camp spots within the first mile, but nothing since then. So I'm just going to keep trudging on for a little while, see what happens. Okay, so we walked like 5 or 10 more minutes from the last video. I'm pretty sure this is Deep Gap. Looks like it. That looks like the top of the mountain. So I'm going to walk over there just to make sure that that's where the spur is for Cold Mountain. And we made the distance that we needed to, but this is a real cute campsite. We're still in Shining, I think we're still in Shining Rock. We might be just outside of it because I did see 1 blaze. And they don't blaze in the wilderness areas, but you're not supposed to have campfire in the wilderness area. So just in case, I'm not going to make a campfire tonight. There's not even a fire ring, so gotta abide by all the rules. Hershey, where are you going? Yep, so I'll show you where the spur is for Cold Mountain. Okay, so our stuff is that way over there, but I walked up over here and there's like a bigger, really nice campsite. It's just surrounded by all these bushes. We're kind of up here on the summit, but there's tree protection, but I don't see any widowmakers, so that's great. There's a bazillion trees to hang a bear bag. I'm probably going to do that. You can't see it. There's one over there. I don't see more than one way to go. This trail right here, like these 2, they're just a little circle. They don't lead to anywhere. And then looks like you have to go up this trail. So, I don't know, maybe Cold Mountain is just a little bit further up. But anyway, I'm like 100% sure that we went enough miles today. So we're going to make camp here. And then see tomorrow. Let me just make sure the trail doesn't go. Because when you're coming from the Daniel Boone Boy Scout camp, oh wait, the trail goes this way too, doesn't it? Is that a deer trail? I don't know, there's a lot of like tiny little trails. The leftmost trail, oh, these are pretty flowers. The leftmost trail is the spur to Cold Mountain. And then the rightmost trail, or the only other trail, is still on the Loeb. So we're gonna camp here. Anyway, we're off the trail a little bit, so that's nice. Yep. Alright folks, well here's my shelter. Using the Gear Top ULA 1, just the Rainfly again. It's really light. I thought about bringing the bug netting, and I don't know if you can tell, but there are all these gnats just everywhere, bombarding my face. And Hershey, she's like hiding over there in the bushes, probably trying to escape all the bugs. But anyway, that's my shelter. There she is. Hi Hershey. Hello. So let me pull up the map over here, and I'll give a little more detailed overview of the trip now. Alright, so if the video is a little blurry on this camera, I apologize, but I'm still going to talk about it, so I'll give you an idea. So we started right here, the Daniel Boone Boy Scout camp, and then we took the yellow trail right there. That's the Loeb trail. I hear some critter over there, probably a bear. Anyway, and then I followed it this way, and then right here, the black one, that's the spur to Cold Mountain that I was supposed to do. So that's 1.4 up there, so that was like about to the Loeb portion. But anyway, I haven't 100% for sure seen the spur for Cold Mountain, but I believe we are right here at Deep Gap camping. So today is Thursday. This is going to be a 5-day trip, so we're going Thursday, and then we're going to be done Monday afternoon. So tomorrow, starting up here at Deep Gap, and then we're going to go all the way down through the Balsam mountains, following the Loeb trail, and then, so that's 10.6 miles to there, to right here, this star, and then we're gonna, okay, sorry, my camera was doing something funky, I don't know what happened there. Anyway, as I said, it was 10.6 to this star. Then I'm gonna get on where the Mountains to Sea trail joins with the Loeb, which is right here, and then hang a left to stay on the Loeb and camp here somewhere around the Deep Gap shelter. I don't know if I'm going to camp inside of the shelter because it could be crowded, but I'm sure it's flat if there's a shelter there, so I'll camp somewhere around it outside of Shining Rock. And then originally I was going to go summit Pilot Mountain, which is like half a mile further, and then come back, but I have a feeling that if tomorrow is like today and the distances are longer than they appear on the map, then I might just stop at Deep Gap. So that's day 2, and then, so that's Friday, and then Saturday, which is day 3, gonna backtrack, so camping right here at the Deep Gap shelter, which is different from Deep Gap where we are right now. So backtrack, and then hang a left right here, and start following the Mountains to Sea trail, which is this orangish red line. And then there's supposed to be a waterfall here, crossing into the Middle Prong wilderness. And then I'm gonna follow Mountains to Sea trail to here. And this is actually the Green Mountain Trail. This one right here. It used to be the Fork Ridge Trail. And apparently it's really, really hard to see. So I'm going to do my best to find it. because it's important that I find it. Anyway, I'm going to take this one off of the mountains to sea and camp on top of Green Knob. There's supposed to be a campsite up there. It's supposed to be really pretty. So that's Saturday night, and then Sunday, I'm going to keep following the rest of the Green Mountain Trail. Come up here. This is Sunburst Campground, and then this red line, that's 215. So across over 215, Green Mountain Trail becomes the Fork Mountain Trail. I'm going to follow that. It's supposed to be 6 miles, and I'm going to follow it all the way to Ivester Gap, which is a popular spot. Apparently there's a lot of bear activity there and such, but I'm going to camp there anyway. So that's Sunday night, and then Monday I'm going to get here on the Little Fork Trail, which is this red one, and instead of coming back the Art Loeb this way, I'm going to take the Little East Fork Trail, which is supposed to be really scenic. It was recommended to me, and then hike 5 or 6 miles back to the end of this road where the Dana Boone Boy Scout camp is, and then hike half a mile back. I'm assuming it's through the Boy Scout camp, because the Boy Scout camp extends pretty far down there, and then get back to the car right there. So that is the itinerary, and it should be a pretty good trip. I'm pretty excited, and I'll show you when I do dinner and stuff in a little bit. Alright, so before it gets too dark, I wanted to show y'all how I hang my bear bag. Basically what I did, I have, oops, you can't see that. I have 2 different sides to the line, and then this one with the rock, I threw it over that branch up there. Probably can't see that very well. And basically, I'm going to put the food on this carabiner, and then I'm going to untie the rock and tie that off to a tree, so it's like a pulley. Now, I did read last night that in the Shining Rock Wilderness, you're technically supposed to have hard-sided a bear canister, but I couldn't go out and get one last night at, 10 o'clock at night, and I don't even know where to get one, so I'm just going to hang a really good bear bag. Hopefully that'll keep the bears away from eating my food, and I've got Hershey's, so I'm not too worried about the bear like coming in our tent at night. Although this area is well known for bears raiding people's campsites while they're still in it, but I think it'll smell Hershey and be scared of her. Right, Hershey? Yeah. So anyway, that's how I hang my bear bag. Alright, so I want to make sure and get this on film, because this is a really confusing spot. So we camped over that way. That was where our campsite was, down there. Right here, Hershey, come here. This is the trail up the Cold Mountain. So if you're walking up, it's on your left. And then the trail to continue on the Art Loeb is actually going to be this, right here. So if you get up here and you see this like fire pit, hang that right, and then you're going to be walking through bushes. So yep, the trail is concealed, but then after like 10 or 15 yards, it clears out a little bit and continues as the Art Loeb. So there was another guy up here trying to figure it out the same as us. He went ahead up the trail a little bit, but apparently a lot of people are confused. So that's where we go. So just to give you an idea, this is what the trail has been looking like in the past 30 minutes of hiking since we left Deep Gap. It's just like straight in the bushes, like I can't see anything. They're way over my head, but there's this little footpath going this way, so I see why they call this the Narrows. Okay, so we've been hiking for about an hour and a half now. We've probably been about, I would say, 2.5 miles. Since we left Deep Gap, we went through the Narrows, which you saw was all those mostly blueberry bushes on either side of the trail, and then there was a real pretty dicey section. It was really rocky. I was scrambling up and down rocks for a while, and you're kind of following the ridgeline for the most part. And then after that, it opened up into this like forest, and there were 2 or 3 really nice, pretty large spaces to camp, but there's no water anywhere around here. So make sure if you do camp here that you've stocked up on water. I just gave Hershey some water that we were carrying, and she drank out of a puddle for a little bit earlier, but I'm trying to look on the map and see where there is a water source, and I don't know that there will be one until Shining Rock Gap, and we'll have to take a little bit of a detour to get to that water source. But I'm running really low on water. I've probably got like less than half a liter left, and we've probably got like, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 miles to go to get to Shining Rock, so we'll be fine, and we'll just make sure and tank up on water there. Just even if it means taking a little bit of a detour. But Shining Rock Gap is going to be a little bit of a confusing intersection, because if you see on the map, it's right there, and there's 5 different trails. So we want to stay on the yellow one going down that way, because that's Art Loeb. But there's that little blue little stream right there or something. That's where we're going to detour to get water. So yep, looks like we're going to cross Stairs Mountain, which is what we might be on right now, Crawford Creek Gap, Shining Rock, and then we'll be in Shining Rock Gap, so I'll catch up with you there. Alright, so I'm assuming this is Shining Rock Gap. We came from over here. Now, I'm going to have to pull out the map and see where to go, because there's that way, this way, and then if we walk back down here, there's another left that you can make right there. So I want to find that water source, tank up, and then maybe eat a snack. And Hershey, come back! And figure out, make sure we're on the right trail, because we definitely don't want to make a mistake here and go the wrong way, because this is going to be the longest and likely the most strenuous day, so we want to stay on track. Okay. Alright, so this is what I'm thinking. So we came from over there. You see the sign that I just showed you. So what it looks like to me is you walk this way, and then if I hang this left, the water source will be very close over there. And if you hang a right, that's the Art Loeb Trail. So that's what it looks like to me on the map. So that's what we're going to do. Alright. Okay, just kidding. I think I read the map wrong, because there wasn't water that way. So that's where we originally came from. The sign is over there. Okay. So now what I'm thinking is, oh, people drew arrows in the sand. Okay. I don't know what that's for. I think that this way, so instead of hanging that left, going that way, that I actually need to hang a right, and then I'm thinking Art Loeb, but I don't know, it looks like people came from this way if they drew an arrow, but I'm thinking Art Loeb is actually this right over here. So that's what if this right is the water source, then that should definitely be the Art Loeb. So I'll update you. Okay, so we took a right back there, like I just said, and this is if we're still taking the right. Then I came to this sign, Shining Creek, that's where we're trying to get to for the water source. And this is the Big East Fork trailhead. So I saw those on the map, and it looks like the water source should be down here, not too far. And then this is the Art Loeb. So I don't know what all those other intersections were back there, but based on all the evidence, because I see a lot of footprints here, and the Art Loeb should be the most traveled, Also, there is that arrow drawn in the ground towards where the art lobe continues, and it was coming from this direction. So it looks like people came from this direction, or the people who wanted to be on the art lobe. So I'm going to walk down this way, and it should be very, very close. The Shining Creek, and a tank up on water, and this I'm going to assume is the art lobe, and we're going to go that way. And then if we don't get to Ivester Gap, then we took a wrong turn. So that's what we're going to do. Alrighty, so I think we figured it out, because here's the creek. It's basically mud, but I'm just going to follow it until I find the clearest place to fill up. I'm using a Sawyer this time instead of the Katadyn pump filter, just because it's more convenient and lighter to carry. So I'm going to go tank up on water, right, Hershey? This is so gorgeous. Look at this. I'm not 100% sure of which gap or saddle this is, but oh my gosh. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Roan Mountain, but not quite the same. This is fabulous. Alright, so down there I believe is Ivester Gap. See if I can zoom in. You can see the trail. Sorry, I'm shaking. See it down there? And I can see it on the other side going up. But this is gorgeous. I'll film some more down there when we get there. Okay, so we made it down to Ivester Gap. We've come 1.5 since Shining Rock Gap. Oh, I can't zoom out, sorry. There's the trail where we came from. And then this way, I don't know which way we're supposed to go yet, so I gotta check the map. Okay, so I just realized I've been calling this Ivester Gap, but it's called Ivester Gap. But anyway, there's the sign again. So I came down here and we're gonna hang a left towards Balsam Knob. That's supposed to be super, super spectacular. So that's our next stop. Okay, so we are making our way up to Balsam Knob, which I think is right there. There's some people. I don't know if you can see those hikers over there, but that's where we're headed. Hershey is trying to, find a spot to lay down. What are you doing, goofball? What? You're gonna get stuck in there. Okay. Hershey, come on. Are you stuck? Am I gonna have to help you? Come here. Come here. There we go. Goofy. Alright, so we made it on top of Balsam Knob. It's basically 360-degree views. I'm not going to stay up here for just a second because I don't know if you can hear that thunder, but Hershey is like freaking out. She doesn't like storms. She keeps trying to hide in the bushes, and also I don't like the idea of being up here when it's storming like that. We came from over there, so we're just going to get down lower elevation, not where we're not the tallest thing up here on the bowl. Okay, we're still trying to get to somewhere under cover, and she keeps jumping in the bushes like this. I bet it's because of the thunder. I offered her water and she wouldn't drink it, but she keeps like trying to get off the trail, and then she just stands there like moving around in the bushes. But anyway, I wanted to show you that it's really pretty here too. It's okay, Hershey. It's alright. So I don't even want to stop and pull up my map to see how much longer it is before we get out of these balds, but we're just going to keep moving. So just to update, Hershey, she like went over here in the bushes and she like dug a little hole and she's laying in it, so I took off her pack because I don't know if she was too hot. It wasn't terribly sunny, like I was not hot at all. So I mean, even if she was more hot than I was, I don't think she should have been like terribly, like dangerously hot. But anyway, I'm letting her chill out, and then there's a storm coming over that way towards us. It's been coming this way. I just looked at the map, and we're gonna cross over a road pretty soon, within half a mile, and then on the other side of the road, the art lobe joins with the Mountains to Sea trail, and then we're gonna continue down the art lobe trail to Deep Gap Shelter. So I would say like 3 more miles, 3.5. It's 1:30 right now, so I mean, we're doing really great on time. I had estimated it was going to be 10 or 11 miles, or like 11 or 12 miles today, but we'll see how long it takes to get to Deep Gap, but I feel like maybe it's not that long. Also, this has not been strenuous at all. It's been very moderate as far as exertion-wise. Oh, it's starting to rain. We've been, I mean, it's really, really narrow. Like, you are brushing up against, like you can see on my arm, I've just been brushing up against the bushes on the sides the entire time. Like, you can't even see your feet sometimes, it's so thick. But it's pretty easy to follow. There have been a couple signs now for the Loeb trail. So we're getting close to being outside of Shining Rock. I'm not exactly sure if we're quite outside of the wilderness area yet. But anyway, I'm just going to let Hershey cool down and calm down because she was not acting right. She was very stressed. So we're just going to chill out for a few minutes. Yeah, and I'll update you when there's an update to give. Okay, so we made it down to the parking area. I'll show you the road. We just crossed over the road. It was really pretty on the way down. It'd be a great day hike too, because you can park right there. But I'll show you over here. You can see the blaze for Mountains to Sea Trail and the Loeb. This white circle, that's Mountains to Sea Trail. And then the other white one, that one, that's Loeb. And then over here, I guess you can't really tell on this camera. I'll show you. This is where we came from. You can see, wait, Hershey. See, there's a road. So we came from the other side, just crossed straight over. So, alrighty, we're gonna continue on to Deep Gap Shelter tonight. So I just decided, because I'm looking at the map here, and it's like 2.5 or 3 miles to the Deep Gap Shelter. It's 2:50 right now, but Hershey is like, she's good, she's having a good time, but she's kind of tired, and I don't know, it kind of scared me when she was real stressed out earlier. She's calmed down now, and she's back to her usual self, but since we're just coming down here to Deep Gap, is that blurry? I think so, and then turning around tomorrow, I feel like I'm just gonna stop wherever along here I find a place that I like. So we might not go all the way to Deep Gap. There's water right here, so, but that's also a road. So I don't want to be close to this road right here. So I might get water and then go a little bit past it, or I might even camp sooner since we're pretty good on water. But I know I've been changing the route a lot, but I realized that we don't really have to go all the way to Deep Gap. I mean, there's nothing like that I was really looking forward to seeing between here and there. So, yep, we might make camp earlier and just chill out, because she's tired. I'm feeling good though. Like, my legs feel strong, my feet feel good. I've not been tired at all the whole day. So, I'm feeling good, but it'd be nice to make camp early anyway. So yeah, that's the plan. Alright, so I found our camp spot. I'm probably like 50 or 70 yards off the trail. The trail is up that way. We're in this like pine forest, and it's real secluded. No people are gonna bother me here. We ended early, but I didn't even get all the way to the intersection where the Loeb trail goes off to the left and then the MST continues straight. But you know what? It's gonna be less miles tomorrow than if I was trying to get back on the Loeb trail. So I guess I'm done with the Loeb trail for this trip. As far as deadfall, like, these are all pine trees. They're all alive. I see green. Even if some of the branches come off, for some reason, I don't see anything big enough to do any kind of damage. So I don't see any reason why I shouldn't camp right here. Because if anything falls on our head, it'll be this tiny stuff. And that'll be fine. So yeah, this is where we're gonna camp tonight. Okay, so it's about 9:30. It just got dark, and I don't know what just happened, but I heard some noises over this way, which is where I hung the bear bag, and Hershey stood up, growled, and then sprinted over that way barking, and then came back. So I don't know if a bear was trying to get my food, but if it was, then Hershey, thanks for keeping the bear out of the food. So she's over here. Can you see her? She's right there. There she is. But anyway, I'm real glad that she's here, and good to know that she'll growl at stuff if need be. So yeah, going back to sleep now. Okay, so it's morning now. We're still in this pine forest. So today we have fewer miles than originally scheduled for today because we don't have to backtrack at all, which is great because who wants to backtrack? So we're going to be following the MST, going into the Middle Prong wilderness, and then after probably like 4 miles, maybe 5, there's going to be a trail on the right that we have to find. It should be right after, supposedly there's a waterfall. So the Green Mountain Trail, but supposedly it's really faint. So we need to find that one and then hike up to Green Knob, and that's where we're going to camp tonight. So we're not in a big hurry today. We're going to kind of just take our time. It's kind of chilly out. It's like 55 degrees right now, so it's kind of cold. So, yep, that is the plan for today. So we're going to just finish packing up the tarp, and then we're going to hit the trail. Okay, so we found where the Loeb trail splits off from the Mountains to Sea trail, MST. So if you wanted to continue on Loeb, you take a left here, but we're going to stay on Mountains to Sea trail. And I think the next notable thing we come to is going to be entering Middle Prong wilderness. So hopefully there'll be a sign for that, because then we need to keep our eyes peeled for Hardy Falls. 1, so we can stock up on water, and 2, because that's right before our right-hand turn for Green Mountain Trail. So, yep, I haven't seen anybody else out here yet this morning. It is Saturday now, but so hopefully we'll be in the more secluded part. Alright, so a couple things. We haven't quite made it to Middle Prong Wilderness yet, and I looked at the map, and we'll know we're there right after we cross 215, so we should be getting really close to that. It's been raining on us. We've been hiking for a little over, well, about 2 hours. It's been raining on us, the trail's really muddy, but it's been a really nice grade. So I set up my tarp over here because we're going to get a snack out of the rain, and there's a water source over there. So I'm going to go ahead and tank up on water, and then when we get to Hardy Falls in that area, I'm just going to top off my water, because I don't think there's water where we're camping tonight. So It's going to be pretty short miles today. We're already making good time. It's about 10:20 right now. So we're just going to chill out here. Maybe the rain will stop some. And I want to eat a snack and then Hershey can get out of the rain for a little bit too. So that's the plan. Okay, so we just crossed over 215. We came from over there. And now we are looking for Hardy Falls. So we can make that right-hand turn straight up to Green Knob. All right. All right, folks. Well, we've been walking up the MST through Middle Prong Wilderness, and since it is a wilderness area, there are no blazes. This is the first sign that we've seen, and then right past the sign, so we're going this way. Right here, this is the Green Mountain Trail. So we found it. So it's 2.5 miles to Green Knob, and that's where we're going to make camp, which is great. So I'm guessing this is why it's called the Green Mountain Trail. This is gorgeous. Hershey, come back. Come here. Hershey. So, we did something wrong, because we made it to a road. And I really hope it's not the Blue Ridge Parkway, because that means that we continued on the Mountains to Sea Trail, which that doesn't make any kind of sense, because I just checked the compass. Hershey, come back here. The Mountains to Sea Trail was going west. The Green Mountain Trail was going north. And we were going north for a really long time. So I'm about to pull out the map and see what we did. Also, there's random blue blazes. So maybe we just missed a turn like right here. But I'm about to pull out the map and see what happened because I'm so confused. Okay, so just now there was a dude coming in this way, hiking with his son. This is the Blue Ridge Parkway. So I continued on the Mountains to Sea Trail and hiked about 2.5 miles past the intersection with the Green Mountain Trail, which I don't understand how I went wrong. I was checking the compass. I printed out these directions online about a day hike to Green Knob, and it said, make that, it's okay, Hirsch, make that right-hand turn right after the Mountains to Sea Trail sign. And I did that, and then, I don't know, I was kind of wondering why the trail is so well maintained. I probably should have, I don't know, I couldn't have really, the map wouldn't have helped me until I got to here. So, we're gonna hike back the way we came. I don't feel like hiking 5 more miles today because that's how far it would be to Green Knob. And also, I don't even know if I could find it because I didn't see it coming in. It's okay, Hirsch. So, there was a lot of camping back this way, so I'm probably gonna just hike back in a little ways towards where I want to be, set up camp, and then make a new game plan for the last 2 days. I might end up hiking back to Ivester Gap tomorrow instead of going up towards Sunburst and all of that, the Green Mountain Trail, because it'll be closer. Hershey. Or I might just end up hiking a few extra miles on Monday to make up for it. I don't know, but there are a lot of camp spots back this way, and I did come to a T intersection earlier, and I saw where that was on the map. So then I'll have a landmark there, but I'm just gonna go back here and find a camp spot because it's raining a lot and I'm really cold, and we're just kind of done for the day. So I'm gonna make a game plan when we get back to camp, but it's okay. I know where I'm at, so I'm not lost per se. I just couldn't find that trail or didn't see it. So yeah, that's the game plan for now. Okay, so I speed hiked for about an hour, and the trail, it's right over there, we found this little clearing, and this is where we're gonna camp tonight. Hopefully it'll be flat. I might run up the trail just a little bit more. Oh, I forgot to mention, I realized what we did wrong, and I realized where the Green Mountain Trail is. So I guess at that sign, the Mountains to Sea Trail sign, to me it looked like if you go straight, that's the Mountains to Sea Trail, and then to the right was Green Mountain. But I guess if you go straight, it wasn't really anything. And then right is Mountains to Sea, not the Green Mountain. And then a little while after that, there was a small trail going off to the right, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna ignore that. And I kept going, but now that I remember, that should be the Green Mountain, because I also came to a fork about a mile after that, and that's on the map too. I can't remember the name of that trail, but those are the only two intersections with the Mountains to Sea Trail in this area. So it's got to be that other little trail back there, and I think it's not too far back because we hiked pretty fast back here, so we're close. I might walk up the trail and scout it out and just make sure. And then from that intersection to where I want to camp in Ivester Gap tomorrow night, it'd be 11 miles, which is perfectly doable. So even if I'm like within a mile of that intersection, it'll be under 12. So I think we're going to stay on the same route and just have a long day tomorrow. But that's fine. I mean, I don't know that it's going to be that strenuous or anything. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to camp here tonight. Yeah, it should be good. Okay, so it's morning now. It's about 6:15. It was pretty cold last night, but I still slept pretty good. So today's going to be all about making up for lost miles from yesterday, and it should be pretty good. Okay, so I almost considered not even putting this in the video, but I think it's important so that everybody knows. So last night, this is where we camped last night, and we've already been hiking for over an hour this morning. So I guess by mistake I passed the Green Mountain Trail again last night coming back in my hurry to get back to it. And so this morning I continued back up the other way on the Mountains to Sea Trail. So I realized it when I got to this big rock in a field about 1.5 miles in the wrong direction. And so I turned around, but it's okay because I still know where I'm at. I know where the turnoff is, and I saw this couple with a dog that I passed them twice because I, turned around, and they confirmed where I thought the trail was, and they gave me even more specific directions. So I'm highly confident that now we're going to find the Green Mountain Trail. And you know what? Yeah, I hiked 3 miles out of the way, but those are just extra bonus miles, so it's all good. It'll be a 14-mile-ish day now, but that's cool. It'll be fine. I know where there's water sources and stuff, so it's still early. So alright, I'll show you when we get to the correct Green Mountain Trail. Alright, so I do believe we've found the Green Mountain Trail. We came from that way. We walked past it going this way. And it's unmarked, but it's definitely a trail. It's heading in the right direction. It's the right distance. It looks like how those people described this spot. So we're gonna go this way and we'll see what happens. That's where we're headed. Apparently there's 2 false summits before Green Knob. So from here it's 5 miles to Sunburst Campground. So that's our next stop. This is so gorgeous. I'm not even at the top yet. Wow. Man. This is perfect. So I could be wrong. We came from that way. But I think that's Green Knob. So I think we're going to go this way, curve around, walk up the ridgeline to there. Man. I had no idea there was going to be a really great view here. But now I know. Okay. I don't know what happened. But somehow I'm back on the Mountains to Sea Trail. I just passed these people and they said they were hiking on it, and I recognized this part of the trail. So like 5 minutes ago we were on the Green Mountain Trail. I know for a fact. So I'm going to go back that way and figure out how we came down and joined the MST, because apparently there's another side trail. and I might pull out my compass again just to make sure I'm continuing in the correct direction, because I'm real tired of getting lost. I've already hiked 8 extra miles just for getting lost in the Mountain Sea Trail, so we're about to get back on track. Okay, back on the Green Mountain Trail. I came to a fork down there that I didn't notice the last, 3 times I was at that place. And I almost went the wrong way, but I decided to double check myself, so I pulled out my compass and made sure I was going north. And I realized I was about to take the wrong way at that fork. So I made it back up here, and I'm also thinking that maybe that's not Green Knob, because that is south, and that's not the right way. So I'm just going to keep on this trail in the general direction of north, and that should take me to Sunburst Campground. So yeah. Okay, so we're still Hershey. We're still basically in the same place from the last video. So I came up here, dropped the pack, pulled out the maps, and I was searching for like, let me see, 35 minutes to figure out which one of these is actually the Green Mountain Trail. And I was using my compass, making sure I was going north, and we found it. It wasn't like a marked trail. We like went up in the woods a little bit and then got onto the trail. I don't know where the intersection is. And then these ladies, I asked them if this was Green Mountain Trail, and they said yes, and that going this way is towards Sunburst Campground, and it is a ways to go. It's probably only like 4.5 miles. But that is the correct way. And then there's these orange ties. See that? And I can follow those for a little while, and then I'll get to Green Knob, and then I'll know I'm going the right way from there because it's straight downhill towards Sunburst, but it's still another 2.5 miles after Green Knob. So we need to run back up the trail, grab our packs, and then we'll come back this way. And I don't know where the actual trail intersection is. I couldn't find it anywhere. And I was searching all over. So I know where the ghetto trail intersection is. But anyway, I'm gonna go back and get my pack now, so. Okay, so we definitely passed Green Knob somewhere back there. I didn't really see it. We're still on the Green Mountain Trail, and it's very rugged and overgrown. But the good news is you're just following the ridgeline for the most part. So it's not been incredibly hard to follow. I keep pulling up my compass, making sure we're going north. And also I realized I can pull up Google Maps and see my location. And I can see it in, well, let's get through this, sorry. It's been like this a lot. In relation to Sunburst Campground and 215, and there's a lake, I forget the name of the lake, but Sunburst Campground is really close to that lake, and we're headed directly there. I can see that we're following the ridgeline, so we are right on track. I don't know if you can hear me, but we made it down to the river. Hershey, come here, Hershey. I don't see the campground, but we're very close to it. I'm comparing the trail map to Google Maps. So it's almost 5 o'clock. I don't know if we're going to make 6 more miles today on another one of those rugged, unmarked trails through the wilderness. So we're probably just going to hike until it gets dark to shorten our miles for tomorrow. Because I had only planned on 5.6 after Ivester Gap, so it'd be like anywhere from 6 more, up to 6 more. Also, a few notes on the Green Mountain Trail. It was terrible. Like, I'm so beat up right now, and I climbed over things I didn't even know I was capable of climbing over them. Following it, I mean, it's the only trail out there, so, and you just gotta keep going north, but like, it's so many brambles and sticks and bushes, and it's painful and exhausting. Just like, it's not a regular trail, it's like up and down the mountain, like down the ridge line. It was rough. So I would be happy to never go on that trail again, just saying. Okay, so we just tanked up on water down here at the river. Now I don't know where the other trail is. I was looking at the map and I realized it looks like we have to cross the river. I'm just trying to figure out where. We had to walk east for a little bit and I did. I think I'm just gonna go put on my flip-flops, cross, go to the other side, and see if I can find the trail over there. There's just one, so I'm just gonna see. I see a few things that look maybe like they're trails, but I'm gonna go check it out. I found the trail up here. We crossed the river and climbed up through the forest and came up to the trail, and it's going the right directions, following the river. I'm just gonna make sure and keep verifying direction and my location on Google Maps to make sure it looks exactly like the trail map, because it's pretty easy to tell if you're on the right trail or not with the Google Maps. So we're gonna hike a little ways, make sure this is actually the trail, and then camp in a mile or two. You know, we're just gonna have to have a long day tomorrow. At most it'll be 12, so I can do that. I told everybody back home that if they don't hear from me by 7 to hit the panic button, so I need to be in service somewhere by 7, and we can do that with 12 miles. Right, Hirsch? Okay, so it's 7:45. The trail that we're on is called I think it's the Mountain Ridge Trail. I'll double check that in a second. We've been hiking probably 2.5 miles since the river, and I knew that we'd have to hike up a little bit to get to the ridge, and I was hoping to camp on top of the ridge, but it's gonna get dark soon and we're tired. Like, I'm worried that Hershey's too tired. So we found this like flat-ish spot, the first one we came to, and we're just gonna sleep here and get up real early and go back to the car. Alright, so it's morning now. It's about 6 a.m. I would say Hershey probably doesn't want to be awake yet. I don't know if you can see her. Gonna try to hit the trail by 6:30 so that we can get started and make sure we get our miles in today and get back to the car at a reasonable hour. So yeah, gonna keep on trekking. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is Bird Stand. I don't remember if it's Mountain or Knob or what. It looks like a big, like, bird's nest. There's a rock in the middle. It's pretty. But basically, we're heading southeast now. So far, this is called the Fork Mountain Trail, by the way. It's better maintained-ish than the Green Mountain Trail, but there's more, like, turnoffs. There was a fork, the first fork you come to after all the switchbacks, then you head northeast for half a mile, then you have to turn right, because you gotta go back southeast. And then I, like, passed the trail. I was walking up this road, and then we went back and found where it was, because it was really hidden. So, it's been hard to navigate, but we're getting there. I estimate we're within about 2 miles, 2.5 of Ivester Gap, so yay. Okay, so I think we're almost to Ivester Gap. I hope it's 9:45. I wanted to be there by 10. This is what the trail's looking like. I don't know if you can tell, but it's like straight uphill. We should descend eventually. I'm assuming we're going down to the gap, so maybe just up and over this one. That's what I'm hoping anyway. So we should be there soon. This trail is, terrible. Like, I do not recommend this trail. And if you're gonna do it, don't do it with a pack. Like, I've taken off my pack so many times to squeeze through things and over things, and no. It's basically just bushwhacking. So, never again. Yeah, I'd say we're definitely getting close to the gap now. Ivester Gap. I don't know why I can't remember that name. Yep, it just opened up. I think we just gotta go straight down that way. So we're almost to the actual trail intersection. But look at this cute little campsite. I would totally come back and camp here. It's like secluded. Probably most people don't know about it because nobody who has any sense comes down this trail. but that's cute. Okay, we're almost at the trail intersection, so when we get there I'll have to pull up my map again, because we are going to be taking the Little East Fork Trail. Okay, here we are, officially back at Ivester Gap. This one to the left should be the Little East Fork. Now that was a trail that was recommended to me, and it's supposed to be really nice, so I'm pretty excited for that one. There's supposed to be waterfalls or something like that, so finally get to see it. So 5.6 back to the car. It's 11:20, so we're a little behind on schedule, but still perfectly fine. Okay, so I just double checked the map, and it's now 12:30. I feel like we've probably gone like 3 miles, and I realized I may have miscalculated the distance. So I thought there's a trail, it's orange on here, and I thought the whole thing was the Little East Fork, and that's 5.6. But I was looking down there, and it's marked with numbers, like trail numbers, and so I checked the trail number for like the first half, and that's called the Ivester Gap Trail, and that's supposed to be 3.7 miles. Now I'm not doing all of it, but I'm doing like half of it, so that's like almost 2 miles. So now it's gonna be like 7.6 instead of 5.6. Okay, so I accidentally walked all the way to Shining Rock Gap, which was like half mile out of the way, one way, so a mile total. I found over here, this is Little East Fork. That's where we came from towards Ivester. Also, I saw 4 park rangers, and they asked if I had my bear canister, and I didn't, and they almost ticketed me, but they let me off with a warning. So make sure you bring a bear canister out here. Number 1, just for safety and to protect your food, and number 2, because you don't want to get a ticket, you know. So next time I come out, I'm going to have my bear canister. But anyway, I might not film too much after this because it's 6 miles back. They just told me it's 6 miles to Camp Daniel Boone, and it's 1 o'clock. So, and this is a difficult trail, according to the map. So I gotta go. So since I'm good on time, here's a little taste of the Little East Fork Trail. It's been really nice. We've just been above the river the whole time. It's downhill the whole way back to Camp Daniel Boone. Alright, so we made it back to the car. It's just before 4 o'clock. So we made our 14 miles in time. So nobody's gonna hit the panic button. Right, Hershey? Aw, she's probably gonna sleep for like a month. She's really tired. But yeah, Art Loeb was great. The Little East Fork Trail ended up being great. Mountain Sea Trail, good as usual. But I do not recommend the Green Mountain or the Fork Mountain trails. But it was a great adventure, and there's no other 4-legged little goober face I'd rather be doing it with. So yeah, it was pretty good.